Hey everybody, we're back in the kitchen today and I'm going to teach you how to make the easiest stinking pie in the world, and it's perfect for summer. This is going to be one of those pies that you're going to go to time after time again this summer because number one, it's delicious. Number two, it's easy to make. And number three, it just comes together fast and it's kind of cheap. I mean, cream cheese is probably going to be the most expensive thing on your list, but I just think that overall it's awesome to have on hand, and everybody loves this pie. It is what I call, and people in my family, we call it a fluff pie. Now, if you were to get on Pinterest or Google, any of the search engines, and type in cream cheese, Cool Whip, and Jello all together and look for pie, well, you would get tons and tons and tons of things like that. But that's what they call them, is the Jello Cool Whip cream cheese pie. That's a mouthful. I just call it a fluff pie. And everybody in my house knows what fluff pie is. And all my friends know what a fluff pie is because they're always asking for it at functions like for 4th of July. I know I'm going to be making a fluff pie because, well, people love it. So I'm going to make two different kinds today. I'm going to be making a regular one, and then I'm going to show you an option to make a sugar-free one, because sugar-free is sometimes hard to come by when you're looking for desserts and stuff. So folks with diabetes, or with, type 2 diabetes, or people who are just watching their carb intake, it's a pain in the butt sometimes to find something that's tasty and that's okay for your diet. So this pie, it's good. It fits right in, and you're going to be tickled. And my mom and daddy have to have sugar-free. So I'm making something for them. So let's get started. What I'm going to do, I have got my stand mixer here, and I'm going to click it into place. I put my water on to boil just a minute ago, so it's still piping hot. So this is a half a cup of boiling hot water into my mixing bowl, and then I'm going to take my cream cheese. Now I opened it up, and it's been sitting on the counter for about an hour at least, and so it's nice and soft. It's definitely room temperature. So I'm going to put this into my hot water. Come on, you get off there. Cream cheese gets goofy kind of whenever it's room temperature, so just giving you a heads up. That's okay. And now, going in with my cream cheese. Not my cream cheese, my Jello. I'm going to lick my finger because that's how I work. Okay. So, this is one packet of regular old Jello instant gelatin, or whatever. This is strawberry. I'm going to make a strawberry one for my friend, and then I'm going to make a black cherry one because that's my mom's favorite. So this is going to be the full sugar one. So this goes straight in to the hot water and the cream cheese. And put my little beater on. It's a whisk. And then we're just going to turn the mixer on and get this stirred all together. And it's going to look like a hot mess at first coming together, but when it does finally come together, it's going to be nice and smooth, so that we can beat a little air into it, because we want it to be fluffy, hence the name of fluff pie, because the whipped topping is already fluffy on its own. We want to get a little air incorporated into our cream cheese, and there's the only way to do it, and that's just to beat the fool out of it. So let's turn our beater up a little bit. Hopefully it don't fly out of the bowl and give us a strawberry cream cheese bath. I'm not up for that today. Okay, it's coming together good, so I'm going to increase the speed just a little bit. Oh, it smells good, y'all. Strawberries just hit me in the face. Now listen, the other good thing I like about this pie, you don't have to cook. You don't have to turn the oven on. The only thing you have to do is heat the hot water for your melt down your Jello. I can heat some hot water. Alright, now I'm going to turn it up a little bit more just to get all of that cream cheese mixture. I want it smooth. this is definitely still in little bits and pieces, so I'm going to go up a little bit more. Well, that's how it goes. Alright, well, we'll just be happy with that and see what happens. We'll just let it go for a minute or so. Looking good. Oh, it just smells so stinking good. I love strawberry jello. Okay, I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to straighten down the sides and I'm going to look at what's happening to the cream cheese. It looks, as close as I can tell, it looks like when butter separates, or what do we call it when butter separates? It's, well, I can't even remember what we call it. This is kind of what it looks like. It looks like what happens when you're making frosting or something, and then the butter seizes up and separates, and then you're left with just kind of a funky little grainy mixture. But that's okay, because this is just the cream cheese mixing with the jello, and that hot water has broken down the jello crystals, so there's no granulated mess in there at all, because sometimes if you don't have your water hot enough and you're trying to make jello, you'll get the little grains on the bottom. So this is good. I'm going to turn it back on. Let it go for a minute. Now what I have, this was just a regular small 3-ounce box of jello. This is a great big whopping tub of whipped topping. I did not buy the Cool Whip. Let me tell you why. Cool Whip for this big tub was almost $4. Well, I paid $1.79 for this big old whopping tub, and it is a 16-ounce tub. Now, it tastes the same. It looks the same. Let me make sure. Hold on. Well, heck yeah, it looks just like Cool Whip does when you open it. So let's taste of it. Tastes like Cool Whip. So, why would I spend twice the amount? Don't do it. House brand is fine for this. I doubt anybody at your picnic is going to go, you use house brand. Alright, so this looks pretty dang good. So I'm going in with my Cool Whip now. I'm just going to add it in increments like this. There goes half of the tub. Turn it on. Swirl it in. Oh, it looks so pretty, that pink. I love pink. I love this pie, y'all, and I think you're going to love it too. All right, I'm going to add some more of this. Now, if you only wanted to go in with the small tub of Cool Whip, well, you can, but I bought these big Mondo deep dish graham cracker pie crust, and it just works better for me to buy the big tub, because you make a bigger pie. I mean, or wouldn't you? You know me, go big or go home. That's me, my motto. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna mix this final bit up, and I get to lick my fingers the whole time. Welcome to my kitchen. All right, this looks awesome. Now, if you wanted to jazz this up a little bit, well, you could, of course. You could drizzle strawberry juice down in here, like if you had macerated some strawberries and some sugar, and it makes that beautiful juice. You can slide some of that juice in here. You can chop up the berries, and you could fold those into here as well. Probably gosh, you could do like a cup of strawberries and sugar chopped up, and then throw them in here. It's going to set up beautifully. Look at this. Look what has happened. Look at that. Strawberry heaven. It smells wonderful too. So I'm going to set that there. I'm going to take my little protective thing off of my pie crust. And then I'm going to do a little housework here. Get stuff out of the way. And then I'm going in with a clean spatula, and then I'm just going to fill the sucker up until it's mounded over and full of this cream cheese whipped topping jello mixture. You're going to let it sit in the refrigerator until it sets up, because that jello is going to seize up. And it's not going to be wiggly like, you know, jello gelatin. It's just going to be more like a mousse. I guess that's kind of what we've made, is a type of mousse. And that's fun, because mousse is great, right? So, I'm going to press it down. Here, I'll hold it up a little bit. I'm going to press it down, move it about. I'm getting in all the little sides here. And you can make any flavor that you want. I was looking at the flavors yesterday. Heck, you can make a grape one if you wanted to. I didn't really think a grape one sounded all that interesting. So I didn't get grape. I got a peach, and I got this strawberry, and I got the black cherry in the sugar free. Now, you don't have to make it look beautiful. Just kind of spread them out so that when you go to cut this thing, everybody gets into kind of a, you know, a like piece, same size piece, whatever you want to call it. But look, you can just, boom, you're done. Isn't it adorable? Okay, I'll spread that out. Anyway, that's all she wrote. All you got to do now is set this in the refrigerator for, I don't know, it really depends on, gosh, that's good. It depends on how cold your refrigerator is, how much time you've got to let it sit in there. But if you let that thing sit for a good hour or two, it's going to set up just perfectly, and then you'll be able to cut it, boom, and serve it up, and people are going to think you're the most amazing creature in the world. Trust me, I know, because I'm the most amazing creature in the world. I'm kidding. I'm hardly amazing. So, I'm going to set this bowl to the side, and then I'm going to go in with this bowl. I'll move my handy whisk over here too. And basically, we're going to do the same process for the sugar-free one. Get my sugar-free jello here. Open it up. Now listen, I looked high and low for one of these of the sugar-free variety. I did not find one. I even looked online to see. I just don't think that they make a sugar-free pie crust. Which is a darn shame, because I know that it would sell. So what you can do, and I have done this, and it works perfect. It really, really, really does. You can go to the grocery store, and in the cookie section, there is a brand called Murray's. And Murray's makes sugar-free. They make vanilla wafers. They make little butter snaps. They just make a whole bunch of different good quality sugar-free cookies. I get the butter snaps or the vanilla wafers, and I crumble them down till they're just crumbs, and I'll mix that with a little Splenda and some melted butter. Mix it all together, and then pat it down into a pie pan, and I'll bake it for just a few minutes just to set it, and it's good. It's a good pie crust. I just don't know why somebody doesn't commercially make it, because I know that there's definitely a market for it, because there's tons of diabetics in this world. So look, here's our boiling water, and it's stopped boiling just for now, but it doesn't have to be completely rolling boil, because the sugar-free doesn't have actual sugar in it that needs real hot water to be dissolved. So we'll just go in with that and get our cream cheese and dump him in there. Get our little spatula. Gosh, black cherry smells good too. It smells like a cocktail. thinking about all the different flavors that you could make this with. I'm going to use the beater to see what happens because I don't want to have to rest my whisk for just a second. You could get, when I was looking at the flavors of Jell-O, they had pineapple. You could get a pack of pineapple Jell-O, and you could put some creme de coco in, and you could put some, you could put a little shot of rum in there. Mix that sucker up, and you would have a pina colada fluff pie. Who wouldn't like that? Holy cow, I might have to do that, because I love a pina colada. I've not drank a whole lot of them in my life, but we went to the Dominican Republic back in December. And I'm going to tell you, whoever was tending bar at that place made me a pina colada that was to die for. I thought that was the best thing I had in a long time. So anyway, I'm going to let this mix, and then I'm going to get my Cool Whip. So, Cool Whip for sugar-free. They make it, and I was very happy to see it. Sugar-free Cool Whip. I did buy the name brand because I've not come across a house brand in the sugar-free form. So, and I just got the little one because I'm not using a great big pie shell for the sugar-free. I'm going to show you what I'm going to use, but as I talk my way through it. Now, if you've never tried the sugar-free Cool Whip, it's delicious. You almost can't tell the difference. Personally, I wouldn't know the difference if you served it to me on top of the pie. I just think you gave me a blob of Cool Whip. But some people are funny and they're like, oh, I hate the aftertaste of sugar-free. Well, I hope they never have to have sugar-free as a dietary rule, because then they'll just be miserable, people. Whatever. Alright, so I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Oh, it's whisking everywhere. That's what I get for not rinsing off my whisk and trying to beat this stuff in. Well, you know what? It's pie. It's not brain surgery. And my mama's going to love me just as much if there's a little lump of cream cheese in here. Even, very forgiving. Alright, so that was good enough. Like I said, food is supposed to be fun, and this is forgiving, so I don't know what I was thinking. I should have got 2 tubs of this, though, because let's see what happens. In with the sugar-free Cool Whip. And get it all. Alright. Let's see what happens when I turn you on. Mixes in beautifully. Yes, that's just lovely. Alright. Turn it up a little bit. Now it is a lot thinner than the other one, simply because I had double the amount of the whipped topping for the strawberry one. So this is going to be fine because it's got the Jell-O in it, and the Jell-O is going to cause it to set up. So even if you're making this and you get to a point to where you're ready to pour it into your pie crust and you say, holy snikes, this stuff is loose, what am I going to do? Well, you're going to pour it in your pie crust because it's going to set up. I promise, just hide and watch. So, taking this off, beat that up a little bit. I'm going to scrape this down just a little bit. And you can see that it is considerably thin. It's a lot thinner, see? I mean, I don't care. Because it's going to work. I promise, it's going to set up as pretty as you please. What I'm going to do is open up my little pie crust. Now, remember I told you, you cannot buy, to my knowledge, a sugar-free commercial baked pie crust. But I saw these little things, and I read up about them on the back. These things are little Keebler graham cracker crust pie shells. And they're individual serving sized. Each one has 5 grams of sugar in it. Now, overall, that's not bad, y'all. Not when we're talking about, you know, a whole little pie, 5 grams of sugar. Luckily, my parents, their diabetes is controlled with medication. So they're allowed to fudge a little bit. This 5 grams of sugar in this pie crust is not going to make or break their A1C levels. This is going to be fine. If you were on a more strict diet, I'll show you what else you could do if you didn't want to go to the process of going and buying the Murray's cookies and crushing them, making your own pie crust. I saw these yesterday at the store in the frozen food section. They're phyllo shells. They're little tiny individual shells. They have no sugar in them. There's 0 sugar. Let me see what the carb count is, because some folks would rather know the carbs. It has a total of 4 grams of carbohydrates for 2 of these little suckers, but there's 0 sugar, and that includes 0 added sugar. And there's 1 gram of protein in them. So protein and no sugar, winner, winner. Little phyllo dough shell. But look how cute they are. I tried 2 of them earlier just to make sure what I was dealing with. But these are the cutest little things. They are baked. They're crunchy already. And you could totally take a little, this is a piping bag. I am not the most graceful when it comes to filling small things with a spoon. I get stuff everywhere. So I love my piping bags. And I use the food out of them. And I happen to have a large collection of disposable piping bags. Now, if you don't, you can always grab a Ziploc bag like this. And you can open it up and just put the stuff in the center, cut the tip off the end, and use this as your piping bag. But luckily for me, I have a piping bag. So I've opened it up. I have put a star tip in the bottom. And now I'm going to show you my little trick. I mean, it's hardly a trademark. I have this cup, and I just stick it down in my cup like that. That way, it stands up on its own, and I don't have to worry about it falling over. Now, I'm going to put my filling straight in my piping bag. Now, remember, it's still kind of running. It's okay. Don't matter. Woo. All right. So, as it goes all over creation, move this to the side. I'll show you what's going to happen. I got it everywhere, y'all. Ooh, the black cherry tastes good too. All right, just going in and watch. I'm just going to fill this little sucker up. Boom, look at that. Easy peasy. It doesn't pop out exactly beautiful because it's runny. It doesn't matter. And then we can do a few of these little things. Look at that. Boom. Perfect. And then once I have all these filled, all I'd have to do is stick this little tray into the refrigerator. Let them set up. And they're ready to go. You could even put a little whipped cream on top if you wanted to. Let's see. Those are stinking cute, y'all. Shoot, even if you're not a diabetic and you can eat what you want to, you might want to look in the freezer section for some of these little phyllo shells. You know why? Because watch this. I just happen to have my handy. I know how to make whipped cream. I do, but this is easy and it's handy and I like it. Watch this. Now, who wouldn't love that? Seriously, you could put a little piece of cherry on there. Shut the front door, watch. Great balls of fire. It's so good. Even not set up, it is so good. Y'all got to try this pie, that's all I got to say. It's easy, it's fast, people are going to love it. You're going to be the hit at your next barbecue, family reunion, you name it. You show up with a couple of these pies. Make an orange one, that'll be real good. It'd be kind of like a creamsicle. Then you can put little orange mandarin slices on top. When I get done with this one, it'll be pretty because I think I've got some strawberries in the refrigerator. I might decorate this thing up, so at the end of the video, you might want to hang out and see what I've done to this thing. Anyway, that's all she wrote, y'all. Dessert, just like that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Leave me a comment, like the video, please. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be fabulous. And as always, come over and visit me at jamieteachmetocook.com. There's always something going on there. I'm always posting a picture or something, just because life is full of fabulous things. And I just have to share what I find in the world. That's just me. Anyway, thanks for watching, y'all.